Alright, here's your review for test 2. This is going to go quick, so try to keep up. Domain and range, read from left to right. Number on the left, -4. -4. Number on the right, +3, +3. Always going to write it as an inequality if it is continuous. Not equal to, so not equal to, equal to. Range, bottom to top, so bottom value. -5, -5. Top value, 2. Not equal to, closed circle, equal to there. Determine the perimeter, adding up the sides. Each of these sides is the same. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, one side length, and I'll multiply that by 4. Because each of these side lengths is going to be exactly the same. Multiply by 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Simplify, distribute. 12x minus 48. All right, that's number 2. Given the function g of h, if you put in a 4, you get out an 8. If you put in an 8, you get out a 4. So if h is 8, if you put in an 8, then what you get out is a 4. Y equals 4. Joe has a summer job that pays $7 an hour. This function represents how much money in dollars he earns working X hours. If he already has this much money, then what's going to be the range of the function? Because you can work half an hour, you can be in between 140 and 147. He has $140 to start with, so he's not going to start at 7. So these two options are out. This is a continuous situation. He starts out with more than 140, or more than 7. He starts out with 140, so that means that any number greater than or equal to 140, that's how much money he's going to have. So D is going to be our correct answer here. Rich relation below is a function. Not a function, repeats. Not a function, repeats. Function, no repeat. Not a function, repeats. B is our only answer. Solve the equations. Like I said in class, at the end here we're just going to have y equals something. So that's what I'm going to work towards here. Now I have two y's. I'm going to get rid of one of those y's. I'm going to choose to get rid of this y. So I'm going to add a y, because that's the opposite of a negative. Add a y. 6 isn't changing. -8 isn't changing. 6 plus 1, so now I have a positive 7y. Two more things to get rid of. Opposite addition. Sorry, that's supposed to be a 14. 14, divide with 7, divide with 7. Okay, y equals 2. Now the key to this whole thing is this first step. You could have eliminated 6y by subtracting 6y, and you would have ended up with the same answer. Doesn't matter. I just chose this one at random. It did not matter. I could have eliminated either of these at first. Okay, down here, function notation. Here's my function. I'm substituting in my values. Crucial. The negative goes in front. I'm substituting in this value. So I'm going to put a -2 here and a -2 here. So I have the negative from the function, I have the negative from the 2, and I have a second 2 plugged in. Now it's just calculating. Square that, it's 4. Negative still in front. 2 times negative 2 is minus 4. Plus 4 didn't change. Negative 4, negative 8. Plus 4, 4. Negative 4, sorry. Rinse and repeat. Squared plus 2, negative 3, plus 4. Negative 5 squared plus 2 times 5 plus 4. The parentheses are essential if you're using your calculator to help you to calculate this. I'm not going to finish this. I assume you guys can use a calculator to do that. Okay, giving the below information. There's vertex, right there. I'm going to say that's negative 1 and negative 3.5. Negative 1, negative 3.5. Okay, so that means my minimum value, that is the lowest point on this graph, is going to be at negative 3.5. My axis of symmetry, if I were to draw a line to split this in half, I would go through the number negative 1. So my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals negative 1. My y-intercept is here at 3. So I'm going to say my y-intercept is 0, negative 3. The x is first and the y is second. A lot of you guys are switching that up. X-intercept, that's the point on the x-axis, that's the point on the x-axis. So negative 4 and 0, x value first, and then 2, 0. X value first, y value second. Negative 4 and 2 are your two numbers that give you zeros. Calculating slope, that's going to be rise over run. So that's going to be from this point here to this point here. I'm going down 1. So from 1 to 0, I'm going down 1, and from 0 to 3, I'm going over 3. So my rise is negative 1, and my run is 3. So my slope is then negative 1 over 3. Negative 1 over 3. X-intercept, there it is, 3, 0. Y-intercept, there it is, 0, 1. Solve the following equation for y. Going to distribute first. So negative 4 times negative y, positive 4y. Negative 4 times 7, negative 28. Now I'm going to solve. Opposite. So 4y equals 36. Divide by the 4. That's the opposite of multiplication. Okay, and y will equal 9. There's my answer. Which of the following choices is equivalent? I'm going to do my distribution. 3/4 of 8 is negative 6. 3/4 of 4 is 3. Now I'm going to distribute this negative. That's going to change the sign of the y. That's going to change the sign of the 5. I know my answer has to have negative 6. I know my answer has to have positive y. Now, 3 minus 5. That would be negative 2. Alright, discrete or continuous. Amount of fuel in a car. You can have half a gallon. That's continuous. Number of goals scored. You only have a whole number of goals scored, so that's discrete. You can't divide and have half a score. Number of students in a classroom. Hopefully you're not going to cut that in half. That's going to be discrete information. Temperature for a week. That's going to be continuous information. Time it takes to complete homework. That's going to be continuous. Time, temperature, amount of fuel. These are all measured. Measured, measured, measured. Therefore they're continuous. Each of these cannot be cut in half. Therefore they're discrete. There's your test review. Good luck tomorrow, guys.